League. This incredible guy is Monster. We are back after that break. And man, we had a stellar first set of 3 games to start the day.
That was a great set of first games. I mean, we caught all types of plays. We see some new names making it up. Scram coming out with some incredible, you know, kill feed kind of eliminating trains going on. It's just been a wonderful day of games.
That's right. And if you're just joining us, you're not sure where we're at, we'll take a look at the standings to let you know where our players are stacking up right now. Please do keep in mind, though, everyone is placing in the money, but top 20 are placing in that higher end of the prize pool right now. Issa maintaining that lead with 7 points, and Tux right behind him with an incredible game. They're activating Big Bonus, which suddenly places him in 2nd place. Now we'll hop over to the 2nd page and see who is fighting for that 20th spot. Right now, Takeoffs holds that spot, but Dealers and Motor looking to challenge for that as well.
Man, it's such a tight, like, little bracket right there, right? You have all these players, like 5 or so plus, just fighting in the 2 elimination threshold. You really want to break free, break loose, get to that 4 plus, hopefully solidify yourself a top 20, because top 20 is the only ones that get a different level of prizing. 21 through 100 are still winners, though. Nonetheless, they are going to get themselves 1,500 in prize bonus. And also, I'm curious to know who's leading in eliminations, because during this stage, there's another 20,000 bonus on the line for who has the most eliminations, which might just be Tux, who triggered that big bonus. So
yeah, he has quite a few racked up already. And another name we want to throw out there is Kinstar. He was in 48th before, we don't see him there now. Redemption, I mean, he's looking for, we have 3 games left to go.
Yeah, it's slipping away game after game. You only have 3 more opportunities to kind of take your stab at it. It can really go either way, so good luck to everyone out there.
What are you looking to see, man? We got 3 games ready to go. I mean, from first game, it's been action-packed. But, I mean, anything else you're looking to see going forward? I
mean, honestly, I want to say, like, just seeing Mitro kind of come up and show up when it matters, that's why he's made it this far, not only in the showdowns, but in the previous skirmishes as well. He's back in the top 3 with his 5 points. I think when it all really comes down to it matters, he's like game time. He's a performer.
That's right. We actually have one of Mitro's teammates, Atlantis Swag, on Skype. Hey, Swag, you out there?
Yes, I'm there. Hello, everybody.
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm like in middle of the finals, but yeah, I'm kind of nervous. But at the end, I'm fine.
That's right. Okay. So what do you think, man? Coming in to the Winter Royale finals, how is this kind of different from play previous?
Okay, like the new mode with like 1,500 mats is kind of hard. If you're gonna go for late rotation, it burns you so much material. So yeah, it's kind of hard to play, to be honest, and people are just waiting for you for late rotation and for free kill. So you gotta move early to the zone, and you gotta like go for the higher points in the game. Yeah, it's not that easy, to be honest.
And how
like everyone knows how to play the game, so that's the hard part.
Yeah. How have you personally adapted to the Scavenger Cup?
I think I like it. I just need to get like used to it, but the hardest part for me is like I'm so nervous. It's my first big tournament and I already made it in the finals, so I'm not really sure how to play it and how to like improve my play style in the right way, but I'm sure I'm getting used to it.
Well, I mean, being able to make it. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I said maybe I'll make some points in the finals.
Yeah, I gotcha. But I mean, listen, man, you still made it to the finals. You were able to say you're the top 100 in the world in just your first tournament. I mean, how do you feel you stack up to everyone else?
Yeah, I think like it's a big step up for me personally, because like, I mean, all my friends, family, and all these supporters always are behind me, and so I like. It's good for me to be in the finals, and it's good to me for be on like the top 100 in Europe. I just got no words for it after I reached the finals, to be honest. I was so nervous. It was so hard for me to like get concentrated now in the finals. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard.
Well, you were doing a stellar job. So keep it up.
Thank you so much.
You got it, man. Thank you so much for taking your time and having an interview with us. Best of luck and good luck in the rest of your games. All right, man? We'll see you soon.
One last sentence?
Yeah, go ahead for it.
Okay, so it's like always keep loving and stop hating, because like love is bigger than hate.
I like that. I respect it a lot, Swag. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the like opportunity.
You got it.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck. We'll see you soon. It's
Yeah.
really awesome getting able to talk to these players, man. Just being able to have that kind of personal connection.
Like you said, always love, no hate.
Stop the hating, all the loving.
But no, honestly, like he pointed out some really, good factors. A lot of these players, it's their first time at their first taste of competitive experience. So, the nerves are high, the stakes are high. They recognize this as much as we do. There's a lot riding on here. They can feel it in the situations, and a lot of them are just proud that they made it this far. That's how I feel about this whole competitive scene as well. That if you made it this far, you should be proud of yourself, and he kind of just pointed that out. It's no easy feat.
That's right, and he's doing his best to adapt to the situation. But with that, guys, if you're joining us after that break, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and of course, we'll get you up to speed. We'll talk about format. So first, we're playing within the pop-up tournament cups, and it is scavenger. So some key differences are like Swag actually talked about is the 1500 mat cap. So you have 500 wood, 500 brick, and 500 metal. Players will also farm faster. That's up by 40%, and obviously the 50 health on elimination has been just a game changer. Now on top of the scavenger cup, we actually bringing back a crowd favorite, and that's big bonus. So we have an elimination incentive. At 3 eliminations you get 1 point, at 5 you get 2, and then at 7 you get 3. Of course, the big bonus activates after 7. Every elimination after 7 is an additional point. So obviously at 8 you walk away with 4 points, 9, 5 points, so on and so forth. But obviously, Monster, let's not forget about the placements.
Yeah, there's so much more on the line than just eliminations. It's about placing as well. Game pace changes at the end, especially with all these new changes. So 4 to 10th gets that 1 point, 2nd to 3rd is 2 points. Victory Royale is going to be 3. And then, of course, a little icing on the cake for everyone out there. Most eliminations in a single match during this stage, stage 3, is worth 20,000 in prizes. So players are not just battling for, normal prizes as far as the listing goes. They want that big prize as well, who is currently Tux in the lead at 3rd or 2nd place, actually.
Yep.
And here's the prizing.
That's right. Let's not forget, I mean, again, for just making it to the finals, players make it into the money, and of course the upper bracket, those top 20 are going to see much more of that prize pool. Currently the big S bonus, that 20k on the line, Tux holds that with the most eliminations, and so of course that's outside of placing. So if Tux can find himself in that first place spot, he'll walk away with #1 prize, and of course the big S bonus, the 20k.
Yeah, it's so much, man. Holding it right now, pretty much the throne at 8 eliminations. That's going to be a tough one for anyone to break in the next 3 games. One of those things about going for the elimination, you can't hunt for it. It just has to happen. It has to be very organic in your experience in the game, because every situation is never going to be the same. That's what, drives people back to Fortnite is, every single time you land in, it's just a different game. Things can go your way. Things probably won't. But when you see the opportunity, you got to seize it.
That's right, because if you try to go for it, you're just gonna kind of get it in your own head a little bit too much. Like, oh, I made a mistake. You might fester a little too much on it, but like you're saying, if it's natural, you're just rolling around. Oh, there's a guy here. Oh, I traded him. Cool, I have another 50 health. Someone else. Oh, look at that. I'm suddenly racking up. I'm at 8. That's crazy.
Like Issa with 46 HP suddenly in the high ground at one point or another, and then he realizes, oh, I'm in the position right now to start really taking players out, and it just so happened to, he played his cards right. He put himself in that dominant situation, and then he started to execute, which is the most important. You got to be able to execute. You can't miss shots. Can't boogie yourself, okay? Because things can go either way. Don't, So it's just one of those things you really have to drill at home when the opportunity is laid out before you.
That's right. And if you're just joining and looking for some players to watch, just to name a few, obviously Cripple, we saw him coming out with the 2 Victory Royales yesterday. Boyer with an outstanding game in Heat #2. We haven't quite seen a performance just yet, but we'll keep an eye on him. Mitro, let's not forget about him. He wins that last game, game #3. And then the new blood, Warp, Axe, Dougie, Astro. There's so many familiar names and many more new names we haven't seen yet.
Oh, look at this, Iki. We're loading into match 4. Another sweet, sweet bus is going to split this map in half. Again, giving players, this time around, the north side advantage and the west side advantage, because it's actually playing this pretty tightly here. So anyone landing in the snobby, greasy, pleasant, tilted area is going to have a fun time. Fatal, Lucky, Paradise, not so much. And if you're going Gus especially, another one, you just got quite the stretch in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, you still could make it, but obviously it's just going to be a much longer fly time, and by that time, people are down below. They're picking up. They're farming.
Yeah, someone's pretty much going to be eliminated soon. It's always going to happen within his first minute. I'm just waiting for it. Let's see who's going to be the first one to get that. But yeah, look, the people are still floating. This guy's already touched down here. And let's take a look at the map. Where are players landing? What looks to be really contested? Shifty Shafts. We actually see a little bit of battling there. Salty Springs. This is a big turnaround where it was uncontested by virtually no one. Now has 4 players in the middle of the map here. That's crazy. Flutana not too far from Salty either, just outside of Shifty. So depending on which way he goes, it's probably going to lead to a battle. And we've seen Zexor and Ritz pretty much battling back and forth every single day so far. Both these guys trying to say, hey, listen, I like the Viking landing. I'm trying to, you know, own this place.
That's right. I am the Viking. The victorious Viking. I don't know, I'm trying. Fun fact, Melside fastest elimination yet at 51 seconds in the game.
Melside coming in with it. And TTV Dougie with a 150-meter longest elimination so far this round. How do you get a 150-meter this early in the game? He must have sniped someone out the sky or something close to it. Definitely a pretty impressive stat right there.
Oh, over to Issa, who's in trouble. He's facing off against the Storm King himself, Apostle. Down to 6, and it's enough.
Two very aggressive players going head-to-head early on. These are the players we saw at Shifty. Man, that's a tough situation to be in for Issa. You know, it's kind of, this is an opportunity for him to keep his lead. You don't want to really get eliminated because that can potentially push you down on, you know, pretty hardcore.
That's right. He is leading the pack with 7 points, but being shut down this early means he cannot earn any more.
It's going to put a pause on him. Ritz not really looking too good at materials here. He does have a fantastic loadout, but, you know, he's kind of flirting with danger here, sticking around Zexro for a little too long. As far as we can tell, we've seen Zexro make it to these, you know, far in the game a few times, so I don't think Ritz has had a lot of success here, but he's still sticking to his gun, sticking to his game plan. Zexro seeing whites here. He's going to take advantage. There it is.
Zexro, the health difference.
Yeah, just confident in his shot here. He knew that pretty much needed to land 1 or 2 shots. P90 spray from a nice little distance there is going to pay off for him. So that's a, you know, good step in the right direction for Zexro early on.
Over to Thomas with the dynamite, looking to hunt this player down.
He wants camo. He didn't quite know where he was initially, but now he should be able to find him. There it is. Camo reveals himself, but Camo's still in the advantage as far as shielding goes, so Thomas has got to keep this high ground and hopefully land a shot to, you know, get that little bit of information, understand that he is shielded.
Now, Camo's not sure, right? He's on the back right now. He's not exactly sure what Thomas has as far as loadout. He did see the dynamite, but
that was so clean right there. Uses the cone to trap him over, then expose him from the side, lands his shots, but Ghost Camo's the one that's going to be victorious in the trade out here with just 28 HP. That was a great shot. Ghost Camo nearly loses that engagement, though. Had he not had shield, it would have been all over.
And look at this. A Titan scram going head-to-head with Ego there, taking him down. Over to Kalster in this replay.
Same play we just seen before. The cone overhead and doesn't side trap the walls when you don't have, you know, a trap to pretty much play there. You just go for the shot.
Over to Tux, who's got the most eliminations right now, holding that big-ass bonus throne.
And this is why Tux has it. Gafal's going to get taken out here by Tux. Tux is going to win this trade, too. Throws a tomato, says, eat it.
Double tomato.
Nicely done.
Give him the splat. Now we're over to Nowhere. Seen a lot of him throughout the day. Shutting down Airwalks right off the bat.
Yeah, Airwalks was pretty consistent up until this point, at least making it a mid-game. That's going to be an early game takedown for him as well.
Oh, my God.
Zeke up on top of Paradise Palms. Nikov down below. Very, very hurt right now.
This is rough for Nikov here. He's trying desperately to make it to the rift to go. It's pretty much time to bail. You gotta, you know, realize this is not your game right here. This is not where you want to be. You gotta get out of here, dude.
Zeke shoots out the ramp, so Nikov couldn't quite get there.
That was almost his last mat, too. Had he just barely not had that pre-built ramp there, probably wouldn't have made it into the rift.
Checking out fantastic, sweet, and Sensi Gaming here. Above Tomato Temple.
Oh no, loses track of his opponent. He tries to make an edit that just doesn't go in his favor. I think he was a little too slow on the trigger there. I guess Sensi definitely deserves to win that battle. Definitely outperformed fantastic there.
And now Tomato Temple belongs to him. Over to Ono Kill and Bella EU. Hand cannon shot. That was a giant number. I believe it was body
landing.
Shot.
Not so lucky for Bellu, though, because Ono catches explode. 57 meters.
Oh.
He was one shot just a little bit ago.
Well, all right. That was an entire situation that just turned on its head.
Totally flipped right there. The script has been changed. It's actually Ono's going to walk out of here. He's going to take some bandages with him. His loadout now at a max tier, basically. Golden heavy, hand cannon golden, upgraded heavy AR. That is actually insane. Here's a shot right here. After taking the hand cannon shot to the chest, we're about to see the 2 Hail Marys come in.
And he was backing up to get that
He
distance.
looked away. It was like, oh, fade away.
Wow. That's got to be tilting. Maybe just a little bit, but Evo's not looking too healthy right now. Screeky looking to close in.
It doesn't even matter. Evo's lands the pump shot where it counts. It's the epic rarity, which means it can put you down in one opportunity. That's all he needed, and Evo's hits the shot.
And inside, Wailing Woods down below in the secret mechanical bunker.
Yeah, this is a good place to be with the infinite, you know, rift that's here, so people can continuously reuse that, and of course hop around and warp around this side of the map. This is the first we've seen of Wailing Woods all heat long, so good to see a nice, you know, fresh scenery take here. Seth, another player we saw a little bit of yesterday, and it's a nice little highlight from Zexro.
Going against Just Illegal, trying to lock it all up.
And that is how he takes the lead on Elim. Zexro leading with 3 now.
And Swazu up top of Tilted Towers, Botch down below, not that far. There's actually a few people here on the outskirts of Tilted.
Yeah, Tilted is just one of those locations on the map that is always going to be contested, is always going to be, you know, alert as far as the area goes. Low fatigue on Lacondo here, just kind of bunny hopping around, not trying to be an easy target for anyone looking in from the outside. And he's trying to get this advantage on Alcia, who he knows is pretty much in one shot. Can he load up this heavy sniper and bully his way through? That's exactly what he's looking to do right here. He's trying to find the opportunity, but now Alcio making multiple builds here. He gets control of that one panel. He doesn't own the extra walls. He's not looking to do it. Alcio tries to make a counter play there. Nearly as successful.
He's reloading that heavy sniper.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely a play to make.
Yep, so what he's going to do is going to use that heavy sniper to one-shot the enemy structure and try to bully his way through, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, and the key thing about the heavy sniper is it can break any structure in the game. Metal, stone, it doesn't matter what rarity or, you know, how much HP it has. It's going straight through.
Ops disengage. Interesting decision. Maybe he's not just respecting Oslo here and looking to make rotations.
Yeah, sometimes you make a lot of noise. It's going to attract other players. You got to recognize that, hey, sometimes, you know, battles just take a little long. You want to end them quickly so you don't, you know, fall victim to a third party.
Here he is again, Apostle, the raid boss himself on the edge of the storm, not that far away from the current safe zone, which is near Dusty, Retail, and Tomato.
Listen, Apostle's right where he likes to be. That's in the storm, battling players. he's got another opportunity. He does it time and time again. He's willing to wait for you and take you. One of those players that I talked about early on that you hate to see, like, dude, really, you're going to fight me right here? That's Apostle. He's that guy. He's that guy that's going to wait for you every time in the storm.
Well, I mean, he's 1v2'd in the storm at this point, so he's pretty comfortable.
He's also the guy that will minigun you in a close quarter combat. Apostle's ready to bring in with the dirty tactics. Daze is now trying to reset this and take the high ground. Again, time ticking on the clock here, 30 seconds now. You know, alert system is probably high on Daze Axe. He knows he's got to get out of here. This is where the pressure's up. The pressure of the storm will make people do reckless things, like, you know, force the fight when you really don't want to. So we'll see what Daze Axe manages to do here, whether he's going to keep his composure or he's going to get out of here and realize, you know, Apostle's kind of crazy.
He's very crazy.
Yeah, you know, like,
looking to fight the storm.
You got to read players sometimes.
I believe it's been about a minute since the last elimination that we've seen in the current kill feed. Minute 30, actually. We saw this.
Replay.
Botch in Tilted Towers. Grappler play comes out, and it's actually Zexro. He shut down Zexro right out of the gate.
What a clean connection right there. He didn't miss a shot. Every SMG bullet landed. That was very nicely done. Clean execution of a fight there.
Again, we come back to these two going head-to-head.
Look, Apostle is aiming the wrong way, Apostle. The storm safety is that way. He's coming this way. That's what I'm talking about. He's willing to take it to you in the storm every single time. Daze Axe doesn't want it. He's trying to disengage up the mountain. Apostle's not having it. He's not going to let him get away for free.
Look, he's actually running around the opposite side of the mountain.
He's cutting him off. I think
Dude,
Daze Axe definitely recognized, like, this guy still wants to fight, so he knew what was going to go down here. But now Apostle takes the lead on the Storm here, which definitely changes things for Dayzox, because you don't want to be in a Storm first for too long. Apostle's going to eat a healthy, chunky shot right there. It's a nice little trade-off, and now to battle for the high ground. Apostle manages to make a mistake there. Whiffs a shot. He lands a nice body shot. Dayzox looking good here. It might be his battle to win. And no, he's going off the disengage again. He's trying to back off here.
So much respect coming out right now.
Apostle's already committed too much to this battle. He wants to take this free HP. He does have a medikit. And it's going to be Dayzox that lands the final AR shot. It was a very close one, and the rewards are now his.
So apparently, is Dayzox fighting for that Storm King throne? I'm not sure what's going on. But now we're over to Swag. We just got a chance to kind of chat with him. Take a look. He's just outside of retail. Just chilling right now in his 1v1, just surveilling the land. He's got 56 players left in the current game.
Yeah, Swag definitely, you know, again, we talked about being in his first taste of competitive experience at this caliber of gameplay. It's a lot of pressure, but he looks like he's doing pretty well. And Ars2K is going to snipe him right out the sky. It's 144 meter. Ace following suit right behind him. That was actually a crazy shot just from up in the 1x1 on the hill right there.
And now we see these three players going at it. Sways who gets kicked off, though. It was a snipe.
Right there. 52 meters, another just close shot right there.
Max, another player we saw last game, just shutting down high-profile names left and right.
His team, you know, where it is was really great in the previous game. Let's see if he can make it that far right now. It's definitely a tight situation. He's only got health pulled to his name. He needs some shield.
And now we get the new safe zone. It's a little northward, kind of near Tomato, between Retail and Tomato.
Yeah, and here's Ace. Ace was lucky enough to run through that pool of loot that we saw from the snipe that came out of Arson. So his materials are pretty okay, but it didn't seem like the spoilers were that good. Free nonetheless, though. And that's Arson right there in that base. So Ozio's, you know, trying to land his shot if he peeks.
We see a few of these players utilizing this heavy sniper, man. They
a lot
still
of
find
sniper
value
today. Yeah, it's true. A lot of snipers today. There weren't a lot of snipers in the previous heats and stuff, but it seems like the loadouts changed. People are looking for more of those long-range engagements. Heavy snipers just up in the loadouts.
Maxim not that far. Arson, Ace on the left, and also here. Oh, there's just some loot there on the ground. All right.
Grappler just perfect for cutting the distance here. This was actually all unlooted, or maybe it was, but whoever that was had max materials, because now Ozio goes from pretty much double the resource economy. Now he's going to pick up max stone and max metal. Here's a little look at our elimination feed.
Yeah, Botch up top with 3, Scram, and Zeke there at 2.
Yeah, Scram not far behind. We've already seen what Scram can do. Arson2K sitting up right there as well. This is looking good.
Now the current Storm is moving in on the safe zone. This is where we're going to see players get forced together. There are quite a few around the containers that are probably going to start looking to engage, and some just outside Dusty Division just now entering the safe circle.
Yeah, look at Micho looking to play for position here. We see Kripa. Kripa, another dominant force, recently just on the rise from his performances in the heat. Manages to win himself a game as well. His loadout's looking pretty good. I like the hand cannon there. That's a strong one to have. Here's Osseo and Arson. They've been going at it for like a little bit of a mind game back and forth with their snipers, but that grappler, man, is going to be able to, again, just close that distance, get anywhere he needs to be.
Looking to push in.
And that's what happened. He gets there first. He gets to shoot first. That was barely a miss in Osseo. You can't let those opportunities slip before you. He's probably not going to get another one like it, and that's a sniper shot coming in. This is going to be his little home to kind of sit in for a little bit here.
Right now getting some pressure on the backside, though. Breaks the wall. He takes a huge chunk down his start making their way to safety.
That's Arsen's chest to get, man. He's got the grappler. He's probably the only players that can get to it.
Arsen,
Maybe he doesn't need it.
I'm so sorry, please.
Arsen puts himself at max HP now with the point. That was a crucial elim. Picks up all that loot. We talk about the grappler to get this chest. It's all his now. He's hoping to find another 10 shots here. And Zeke tearing.
Arsen found 2 slurp juice out of that supply drop. No other upgrades though, but the slurp juice is going to keep him topped off. Over to Zeke, who's making their way. And I mean, just look at this congestion. Look at all these players trying to make their rotations now. They may have waited a little too long.
This is actually pretty fortunate for Zeke right here before he got shot, because the players are using and recycling. Oh gosh. Yeah, the fact that they were recycling the launch pad makes that he can make the rotation on foot. But now being pressured, his building is incredible here. It's outstanding building right now. Not only fighting the pressure of the storm, but moving forwards perfectly, knowing how to, you know, increase elevation and decrease elevation while staying completely supported. This is what we talk about. Late game material usage is tough.
It's Mitro, though.
It was gonna happen. It was a tough, you know, rotation to make. And when you're that low in HP, you can't expose yourself, and Mitro finds an opportunity.
Arsen here as well, taking shots. He had to burn the second slurp down to 1 HP, and it's not enough. Lodo secures the elim. And this is when players are going to look to scramble, get into safety, and we get a new circle that is back over the hill, back toward Dusty.
Yeah, what once was a great zone for a lot of these players is quickly shifting now. They're fighting their way pretty much cross-country here in the Fortnite world, and now to double back. It doesn't even look like it's going to an area that, you know, a lot of these guys can recycle materials on, so if you don't catch eliminations like Chundas here and really replenish your loot pool, you're going to have a tough time pushing backwards.
Got another 20 seconds. Players need to start considering their options here. And look at this gigantic pool of players on top of each other. The different colors you can see there through the walls.
Look
Everyone's
at the
waiting.
clutter.
They're just waiting. They're like, hey, you make a move, and then all other 25 of us are going to shoot at you.
Yeah, pretty much pushing right back through that little retail crevice in the hill there. It's going to be 2, maybe 3 mountains that are going to have a small piece of the pie here as far as the zone's going to go. And then we're going to have that infinite shifting circle. So where you land up next is the most important, because it's going to dictate how you get to move from there forwards. People like Baron sitting really low on materials. He cannot burn too much to lead the push here. I think he's got to slow down his rotation and or catch a player pushing into him.
This lobby is about to be cut in half, ladies and gentlemen. Keep an eye on the kill feed. It's going to start lighting up. We already see Seth going down. Scram finds another elim.
I love what Ferens is doing here. Again, we just talked about how he needs to just kind of put the brakes on and find someone in his area, and that's exactly what he's doing. He kind of slowed down now. He's looking to push a player before the others get to this, you know, this zone and huddle up. He's got to make a move now. He's just burning through resources slowly but surely. Swag's still alive, looking to contest this top positioning right now. He's unfortunately getting pressure, but he has the heals to kind of take this, and he's staying a little too long in the storm there. Diego's going to find him.
And now Ferens as well. We're going northbound again over a hill near the containers.
Ferens 20 mats lower than what we saw him in the past, so a little bit of pressure coming his way, forcing him to get into some builds.
Oh, down. He peeked out with the quad. That's what we saw. He was just trying to blow through some of these builds, and he immediately gets punished for it.
Tuck showing that, you know, why he's, you know, in the lead for elims right now. Tux is at 4, picking up another player with a rifle, and not only that, he's playing high ground here with no materials. So again, we talk about needing some elims or getting some of the gear you're fighting for. He's got to catch someone now.
50 seconds. The storm is about to start moving here.
Oh, he heard a player right below him.
Scram as well. Scram has been shut down.
That was perfect. That's a nice loot delivery there. It's going to be 500 mats for him to take with him, and he's got a grappler to get on out of here, so that's a mat conserver as well. He's back. Ferens is not. Oh, no kill.
It goes back and forth. Vic going down. And look, just again, watch that kill feed. A lot of players going to be eliminated here as they're trying to make their way to safety.
I like what Tux is doing here. He wants to keep the high ground to keep his odds, you know, in favor for picking up eliminations. And he's got the quad launcher. Look, he's going even higher now. Slowly but surely working his way up and fighting these players in the air where there's least amount of, you know, contest as far as other players go to jump into these battles. He's just inching his way up.
Yeah, again, watch the mats. I mean, he's doing really smart things by connecting those building pieces, keeping himself high, but he's burning quite a few mats only with 10 builds left.
There it is, Tux diving in another one by one. He's going to not land a shot. Unfortunately, Diego's going to catch it. The heal off is going to help Diego battle his way through the storm as well as he edits his way out. Motor now sitting right next to another player. It's going down here. We are in the top 10. Everyone now earning themselves a point. Skite still alive as well.
He takes down Nowhere with 3 elims on the table.
Sky picking up, I think, 2 already so far, so that's another quick one for him in a short period of time, putting him at max shield again.
Top 6. We got Chundis, Lodo, Skite, Mexi, Rascal, and Dealers. Skite's been in this position before.
Sky gets
That's
the
one.
Elim right there. Doesn't matter. It's going to give him the HP that he just lost.
Did he see the mats behind him there? There's a pile of wood right there.
I'm sure he does. There it is. He knows he's got to snag that. It's not going to be much, though. He needs more than that. Dealer swapping through his loadout here. Rascal's trying to hold these guys down and out. Sky's shooting at everything that moves right now with this RPG.
It's 3 left, Monster. Skite has been here before. Could he get 2 victory royales like
He only has chillers, though. Is he going to swap?
Rascal's loadout is
just barely misses the RPG.
The difference here, and it's not enough. Skite shuts him down. Skite 1v1 against Dealers.
Dealers coming out of nowhere from the low ground. Now it's his high ground, but Sky's going to be rewarded for his Elim with some RPGs. He's going to bring this player down. He just has to hit a shot. He's doing that. He's going to be able to get it.
This player keeping up with the builds right now. Skite has about 3 builds left.
Trying to keep that RPG loaded. Dealer's trying to keep his HP high here. He doesn't have an opportunity to shield up again. Nice roof panel play there, and it was made. And it looks like Skite's going to come out victorious with the shots being landed. Nice SMG follow-up right there.
Absolutely crazy. Skite again with a second victory out here in the finals with 6 elims.
What a beast.
That is crazy. He's going to be in such high standings after that game. And I mean, you just watched him play it super masterfully there.
Yeah.
When the moment you hit top 10, you got to feel like he's immediately calm. He's like, I've been here before.
He just came back. Crazy that he gave up his positioning at one point just to dive on another player, but it paid off. He got the 50 shield reward. He got a couple more materials off that. And at the very end there, those are his actual last materials. That was the last roof panel that he made, open to edit, and landed his shots.
Absolutely insane. Skite, you monster. Let's take a look at the final moments and relive this together.
Here you have it. So Dealers over top, popping to double minis. Skite, you know, kind of recognizing that he's got to continue this pressure, can't let him heal for too long. And look at the rip panel right there. The edit was made and just opens right up to Dealers.
Man, he just locks this down, making it look easy. And I mean, he did have the RPG, so he's ready to break through all of this if he needed to. Playing that low ground, the edit comes out. And you saw it was a massive 96 to rip through the shield, immediately swaps to SMG, tracks him, and that's it. That's another victory royale for Skite.
It's a beautiful thing to see, like, in all of these eliminations so far, as far as the shotguns, we are seeing just very healthy shotgun damage being output here. I want to see, because in the past I've seen like, oh, these eliminations were granted via, you know, SMG with the most DPS done or shotgun most DPS done. I think the shotgun is now the king when it comes down to damage being dealt right now. This thing is hitting so hard and consistent.
Yeah.
It's got to feel great.
It really does. I mean, you send people reeling with these massive numbers, but we'll take a look at the recap highlights coming out of this last game, game number 4 of the finals. These games just continue to get better and better. I mean, there's just so many people. You know, it's so interesting that there's everywhere you look, there's someone else that is going to be impressive. Someone else going to put up gigantic numbers or outplay everyone else, and that's hard to do when you just put 100 of the best European players in a lobby and say, okay, fight it out.
Yeah, incredible to think they all had to qualify to get here. This was not, you know, like an invite system. This was straight up, you play, you make it, you play. And it's kind of crazy, man. These are some of the most talented players out there right now. and they're putting up a good show.
Where are you?
Tux, man, currently leading the pack with the most eliminations at 8. And that was that one we talked about. They peaked out with the quad, and he just shut them down, ready to make that play.
Just a great opportunity opened up right there in front of him. Kind of unfortunate that he couldn't follow up too hard after that. And here's the play from Sky, being coned right there, but just kind of waiting for the opening there.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and take a look at the standings and see where players are right now. Skype with that dominant performance. 2 victory royales to his name, leads the pack now with 10 points in that #1 spot. But Tux maintains 2nd place. Issa bumped all the way down to 3rd. And again, guys, we want to remind you, everyone here is placing in the money, but it is the upper 20 that will place higher up in those prizes right now. 20th spot is Scalar, pushing out Takeoffs, and now Ego. But I mean, it's still neck and neck.
Yeah, and just to touch back up on that top 5, those points are not easy to get.
Right.
And you can see it is going to be hard to place high so far in this this competition here. It's pretty much neck and neck between multiple players. You know, little point leads are not going to get you much right now. You got to get some chunky points if you really want to close this gap.
That's right. We only have 2 games left to go, so you got to think a lot of these players need to show up. As an example, there's 62. Boyer right there, and even Kinstar. You know, we only have 2 games left.
We all know these guys can win games. It's just whether or not things are going to kind of fall in your favor and you're going to be able to execute.
That's right. Do you think they maybe change things up, change up what they're doing, or you think they stay the course?
You know, honestly, I think you stay the course. We've seen what one great game can do for you. As long as you play your game, you're confident, whether it be, you know, positioning, kind of like similar to what Mitro's done over the time. You know, he only won with 2 elims, but Mitro's up there in the top 5, just placing well, getting to where he needs to be. So you have to play your game.
Yeah, that's right. We got 2 games left, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to utilize that hashtag Winter Royale. We want to hear from you. How have you been enjoying all the games? Make predictions. Send us your favorite clips. We'd love to see them. We are gearing up now for our players to enter in the second to last game.
Second to last game.
Last 2. This is it. Almost 16 games over a weekend.
Yeah, it's been a crazy weekend. A lot of Fortnite action, a lot of high caliber madness, if you want to call it that. Yeah. Pretty insane to see, like, again, all these players week after week, the grind paying off for some of these guys, recognition being, you know, given, you know, announcements being made. This has been a fantastic weekend for Fortnite and the community in general.
That's right, and after the 2.9 million people that played, to be able to say,
no, you got those numbers backwards.
Did I do it? Wait, 9.2. I'm sorry, guys. I mixed numbers up in my mind. That happened.
Pretty much 4 times as much.
Yeah, to be able to say, hey, look, we're 100 of the best from the European region, and this is what competition looks like. And to have all these new blood come in and go toe to toe with people we're familiar with.
And you know what's the best part about all this?
What's that?
There's a whole nother region left.
That's
we have NA 2 coming up after this, so we're boiling down to what is the best, right? In the European region, there's NA to come. Will we ever see them go against one another? They're like, you know, there's just so much stuff going on here. A lot of craziness.
We'll just take the #1 from NA, the #1 from EU, and then put them in a match and
put
say,
them
all
in
right,
playground.
Who's the best between the both of you?
Throw them in playground, fly them out to land, just let them knock it out.
And then we'll gift the winner, but the gift goes to Monster D-Face.
Oh, yeah, at Monster D-Face. I'll take that gift.
Don't forget, guys, gifting is in-game. Get your gifts in while you can, because it'll be here until Monday, December 3rd. You want to get your in. I mean, I would like to send you a gift, but some things to remember is we have to be friends.
Oh.
Yes, you have to be friends with...
We don't have each other?
We don't, actually.
I have Lumen.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm second banana to Lumen. All right.
I'm sorry.
Well, here is what this looks like. You get to pick your gift wrap. Send them a little customized message. Of course, you can only send 3 gifts per day. You can only send gifts currently in the shop. And, of course... You can only send gifts to people you've been friends with for more than 2 days. You know?
So Zeke, you got to send it before the day's over.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I gotta go ahead and get on this train now to send you Moth Mando, because that's what you want is Moth Mando.
I actually had my lady sign into my account at home.
She bought it?
Yeah, because after seeing the wing combo with the female Skull Trooper, it was just too fire. I was tempted.
Did you at least buy the lamp though? Did you get the whole set?
No, I told her just get me the wings.
Crazy guys, the lamp is so good. But the lamp has little moths. Anyway, we're getting ready. The players are hopping into the battle bus, and here we go. The 5th game of the finals, ladies and gentlemen. Several storylines to follow. Will Skype get another victory royale? Will Mitro get his second
How many Sky has won so far?
2.
He's on it.
Yep, he's won 2 games.
That's just a underdog story right there, just kind of coming up, you know, out the works, showing that, hey, I'm Sky.
That's right, but I mean, you pointed out the best. It just takes one really good game. Now, here's the thing: Sky's had 2 really good games,
right?
And that's what's helping him maintain his lead.
Not only that, maintain his confidence. He's got to be feeling at the top of the world. Whatever whatever formula he's cooking up there, it is executing. It is good. And here we have it. So the bus split. Is this rigged? They're all so great. Another just half and half. Everyone I've said the
You're
same
right, because
thing.
I don't get these kind of buses.
5 games in a row. Like, just really great buses again. To reiterate, for those of you guys just tuning in, we are in match 5. So far, the last 5 rounds have had really fair buses. Everyone getting a piece of what they want as far as placement on the map goes. This is great stuff. And
take a look, man. 42 seconds in, Marky finds the first elimination of the game.
So it seems to be following trend. Salty is just getting more and more contested. Now 8 players in the Salty Springs region. Leaky Lakes here, we saw a little bit of ace on his late game rotations before coming on out of there. This is going to be shaping out to be one crazy game. Someone's going to get eliminated sometime soon. There are players everywhere. Retail Row also being heavily contested by J1 Nasta, Caxi. You have Maxim there. Maxim also one of those players coming up, showing up.
Man, Retail. This is more people than you want to see here, typically.
Yeah, you never want your POI this contested because every single engagement, every weapon that you find matters. It's just so much more goes into, the hands of the Fortnite gods. Like right here, just Splo's coming in from behind. Markel just manages to take advantage of the situation of distraction. Lands the 1 pump, puts that player down. Now in the lead for first elim in 42 seconds. Oh, no, actually, that was Marky Lacuris. Yeah,
Yep.
Another player catches it in 42 seconds.
Man, absolutely crazy. Boom gets boomed. Now we are down to 91 players. Maxim is here as well. Zaipan, very well-known and respected player. There's quite a few people here. Caxi, too.
Like a pink
yeah, Marco attracting attention. Zaipan says, hey, I have a little bit of shield. I'm feeling confident. I like the play of the dynamite positioning there. He puts one overhead and then one over to the side to try and, sneak a little bit of damage in there. Dynamite being one of those weapons or utility explodes that doesn't quite fill the role of damage dealer, but it will allow you to expose your opponent and pressure them backwards, which so far so good.
So far so good. Zaipan in a tough spot. Loadout looking pretty weak here for the early game.
Yeah, you also
a mag of each weapon.
Yeah, for each dynamite also takes a ton of resources as well. So for pressuring in early game, dynamite's fantastic. It can allow you to deny farm. See, his Markel's loot is pretty rough right now.
Huge
crazy shot right there. Great follow-up.
Keeps the pressure on, and look at this, healed up to 100.
Oh my, this dude is getting
he didn't waste any materials on that. He only just had to build up overhead, about 60 mats, committed. That was it. Caxi now deciding to get out of here because that person does not have shield. He says, you know what, I don't want to fight right now. But J1 Nasa says, I'm taking it with no shield. That must be a little bit of hurting his confidence there because the shots are landed by Zaipan. Yeah, when Nasa gets taken out, I knew he knew he made a mistake after he hit Zaipan and he saw that blue come up.
Yeah. Look who else is here. Another new player, and that is Astro SMZ. We have not seen much of him today, but he is a slayer. And taking a look at the kill feed, Robsco takes down Maxim, who's actually here in Retail Row as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of players in Retail. There was a lot of players in Salty. These are 2 areas of the map right now that are just highly contested all season, or pretty much all heats long. Stage 3 is not giving away any freebies on the POIs.
Yeah, watch the kill feed as well. Warp goes down, another player we talked about. So, I mean, things are definitely going a little different in game number 5 right now.
Yeah, it can really go either way. There's only so many times you can have a perfect, setup. Every now and then things are just going to go against you, and it's the name of the game. Can't let it tilt you. That's what's most important. Tavosky here now, looking to make a stink play.
And this is a replay coming out of Issa, looking to drop down on Thomas HD. All in that shadow form, goes to break out with shotgun ready. Heavy to go through the wall. It is enough.
Signature play right there. Issa bullying his way through the build. Very nice done.
Screeky here, just outside of Salty, just farming up, you know, replacing. And this is kind of like a tactic. Before, you wouldn't normally see stuff like this happen. It's because of that increased farming rate, you can do stuff like this. You break a wall, get 40 wood, spend 10 to replace that wall, so you're up 30. But
oh, here we got a little bit of Oslo versus Aposto, two great players again, two aggressive players known for, you know, battling. Aposto so far looking good, but maybe not too good. That was an 81 trade for both sides, but Oslo loses more than he can gain here, and he's going for the one pump. He's trying to see if he can hit it. Both are down to like no HP.
If any of them sneeze, the other will be going down.
Playing also aggressive with no HP is what you have to do here. He needs to get it in.
Wait, there was
someone just comes in out of nowhere.
It was Arson! Arson third parties this entire action. It picks up both.
You know what? You know what's the crazy part about this? This is the second time Arson has done this to both of them. They must be livid, like so upset. He's done it multiple times now where he comes in and gets two on the distraction and gets both of them.
He got him in the window, barely even peeking. And now Arson is okay, you gotta drop
DJ
the
Arson,
there.
dude.
DJ Arson.
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah, Arson, man, is coming up. Timing impeccable.
And now we're near the abandoned hero base.
There's someone inside of it. Nice little compact SMG there. Bosch diving right in. Interesting strategy used there where he, you know, uses the cone, phases through it, falls through the floorboard, and pushes into the box because he presses himself up against two walls. Rogamru in a tight situation.
Utilizing that right angle there. So look, see, he can actually see this player. Doesn't give away his position.
Gamru's like, you came and saved me, man.
He's like, you saved me, but now you're
one pump. Oh, he doesn't hit the one pump.
He trades, though.
That's a healthy one, 82.
Wait, Bruz?
Hello, Bruz.
He saw the Elim.
Yeah,
at 144 meters.
144 meters with a shotgun. That was nice.
If you're Bruz, you're like, oh, that's sweet.
Imagine.
I'll take a freebie.
Nah, yeah, he did manage to see that fight going on in the storm line. Looked in at the right time. Gamru had no HP. That was literally a free Elim. Free shield as well, more importantly.
We see Zexro.
Zexro always looking to take a fight to someone, and he's getting tagged here for it. So manages to get shot first. Not really where you want to be, especially with this high ground. You want to take advantage and hopefully connect at the beginning here. Kind of spooked. He thought he heard someone behind him, and he does because tree breaks down here. It's actually Bruz coming in from the rotation from Tilted.
I wonder if maybe he didn't see those builds up in front.
Zexro is aggressing against multiple players at once, which is something you really don't want to do too often because once you start getting that double focus, things can really turn against you.
Zexro just biding his time, man. He doesn't have to leave just yet. Dips down. There's no players in here.
Yeah, but this is the furthest as far as rotations go. He has to go all the way to the east side of the map. It's kind of the first zone we've seen really favor the east side this hard. This is actually going to be a desert slash gust-ish ending, which would be nice.
You know, everyone gets some ATKs, some quads. You know,
Get that boost
race. You know, just race around the track. No big deal. Put a pause on the tournament. But we see here, Crippa. He's making his way down. He's not that far from Lonely, so he's actually pretty close to the current safe circle. There's not many people in front of him. There are quite a few behind him, though.
Yeah, honestly, if you play the coast like Lonely or anywhere over there, this is great for you.
Nowhere doing a little bit of dance there. Just saying, hey, how's it going? I'm a shark with a cape.
Yeah, he's taunting. He's trying to get him to come out. Is he going to do it? If I'm Nowhere, I pretty much want to get ahead of the storm a little bit. Yeah, he's showing that he doesn't really know where this player's at. And after checking that box, he knows he's got to be here. The quick edit comes out, catches him by surprise. Noon comes out victorious.
One Elim and maybe a few upgrades. The hand cannon there. That is a fantastic reward. But I wonder if Raz heard that action. Maybe, maybe not. We see Zek still making rotations. Swazu versus Ferens. He's got the hunting rifle out. Can he get him from behind?
Yeah, we talk about not wanting to pretty much agitate players when you're on the rotation. Zexro's going to bite the bullet here for picking too many fights on the storm line with a very long rotation to make, and they're not going to let him go for it. So now Ferens picks that one up. He's going to have to mini back up. Swazu rocking that OG Nogops here, already sitting on a point as well.
They don't wanna
And we heard a sentry gun be
What's
put
that?
down.
Oh. Oh.
Ooh.
He is not going to be fooled.
And that's a trade back, though. RPG did connect.
Swayzu, man, coming up in this situation in a 1v2, taking down both players. One of them is Zexro.
Yeah, honestly, a valiant effort. He attempted, he landed the RPG shot. Had he just, followed up the pump and landed it, could have been different.
Keenstar still alive. No eliminations right now. He started before his landing was greasy.
Ooh.
Oh.
Behind.
The gold heavy. That's a pretty nice upgrade.
Yeah, you can see no one's on the coast of the racetrack right here. So if you're in this game right now, that's the place to be because it's also pretty much center zone. Being that half of this water is kind of filling in that space there.
Now Keenstar, I mean, you gotta know if you're someone like Keenstar, you're pretty aware of your surroundings. So I'm sure he knows there's other players close by. But he feels comfortable enough to just walk around the house, farm as much as he can. Yeah,
he was on high alert, pushing in. He, used a lot of materials. He's now just taking the time to kind of get his resource back up to count. And Issa been building what looks like a little college right here. It's like two dorms and a tunnel across. It's kind of crazy. He's got a big old base himself. 500 materials. How do you get all this himself and loot?
Well, he built the college, so he's really smart and he's ready to take others to school, like Nico.
Yeah, he must have rolled up on someone, got some really, solid materials, and he's got himself quite the fortress here.
So here's the thing, man. Nico's already posted up on the supply drop. He just has to edit the roof. And Ghost Izza's like, nope, this is not for free.
Ghost Izza's going to build above him and take the drop from him. That's pretty savage.
And Astro's actually on an entirely different supply drop.
Yeah, you know what? Nico's willing to fight for it. He actually pushed down Issa a little bit. And there it is. He's not going to give away this drop for free.
This is huge, man. That launch pad.
If I've ever, witnessed the alpha play, that was one of them. That was so alpha, he literally denied the drop.
And then he just goes back to college, back to the dorms.
This is where he eliminated that player. That's why he has this many materials to spare and play around with.
And this is what Sundown was talking about, man. Issa is just consistent across the board.
So far, so good. Just kind of a little bit of a standoff here.
We're actually moving away from Gus Monster. Moving back, kind of back toward the green. So a lot of these players that have made these late rotations, they're going to be rewarded for it.
Yeah, they're kind of lucky to be on the western side of the map right now and not getting too deep into the desert areas. The desert biome just being one of the ones that we don't get to see too often. But when we are here, it's interesting because this is a mountain they're going to have to fight over now coming out of Gus.
Again, Swayzu just surveilling the land. And again, see the safe circle very close by. But looking at the scoreboard, Swayzu leads the pack with 4 eliminations. Ghost Issa right behind him, though.
Yeah, so far, 51 players remain. A lot of the eliminations are being spread out here. You don't see anyone leading by too much at the moment. It's just a lot of fair share as far as the elims go. I don't know if that trap was the best to make here. Oh, yeah, maybe he's looking to just bring someone down from the top. Yup, that's what it is. He wants to break someone down who's above him to fall into a trap here. He's trying to see if he can expose his player.
Get him to edit straight down.
All he's got to do is fall, make him fall right into this build here, and that's all he's got to do.
They're not having it, though. They're like, Swayzu, I do not think so, friend.
Yeah, but notice he's taking control of all these walls here. He just wants to make this player fall down one extra layer. That's a nice shot right there. That's a 40 to the dome from the compact. The pressure of the compact is nice. You have 40 in the magazine as well.
And it's Dougie, a newcomer. He's doing really well keeping this back a little bit, the best he can.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, relentless Swayze down here is making him use up his heals kind of early. This is a little prematurely to be burning through heals, especially if you're not committing to a full battle. So, Dougie can't really make that dive either. Swayze kind of has dominant control of this area. Being that he's loaded it up with traps, he still has a trap to spare, really.
I mean, you got to think, is there anyone else close by? Are people hearing this happen? This is quite a bit of noise, and honestly, a lot of ammo expended on Swayze's part.
Just looking at the map, there are players everywhere, but it seems like everyone's in their own little micro fight.
All right, we're going north side. Just not that far away, but
see, so what's happening here is Dougie's playing the left camera angle, and it's really hindering his ability to land the shot here. He wants to get on the better angle, and it's these uncomfortable situations. If he rotates to the opposite side, though, it'll be a lot better for him. But he doesn't want to give up this this position, this angle he has here, and he also doesn't want to burn the mass that it takes to go that way. But because of that, it's all backfiring here. He's burning more, just kind of sitting here idle, messing around with Sway, and Sway wants this. This is one point he needs right here.
And I mean, he does have almost 400 rounds. He probably started with upwards of 600. That's why.
So now watch
so
this.
committed.
Watch how the tables turn now. Dougie has right camera angle peek here. Swayzu realizing it's a little weird. He's gonna, you know, back up now. And just like that, things kind of change. You don't want to give away that angle. It makes you feel uncomfortable too as a player in this situation. You can feel it when you know you're losing control of the battle. So just that one play right there gives Dougie a little bit more leeway in the lean there. Notice how now he's ready to fight. Swayzu trying to go back for that play there, thinking he's going to be able to be successful. If Dougie can land fast enough, I'm like 1000% certain he might shoot that launch pad out of frustration. He doesn't want this guy to get a free rotation. Looks like he's going deep in the zone here. Issa still alive. Again, playing the high ground here, looking for these elims.
Swayzu's falling behind. Isa maintaining high ground, just like you talked about. Just looking to catch players as they make their way into this current safe zone.
It's a really good shot right there.
I mean, look how many players down below are fighting. This is all free opportunity for Isa.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's got zone. He's so high up. He's fortified. There's nothing to worry about here.
There's a lot of loot there. A player as well. 2 down below. 3, 4 on his left, 2 directly below.
These guys are realizing
what's going on.
They're realizing these are their last moments, their last games. Game 5, 40 players alive. 39 players alive now. No one wants to get taken out here. This is a tough rotation to make, but everyone's using their mobility, their utility items, and they're getting to where they need to be.
Aries as well with 4 eliminations.
Aries is doing great right here. These are the points he needs to get to top 20. Not only that, his item selection is amazing. He's got the double barrel, hand cannon, heavy AR, grappler, launch pad. You cannot ask for a better loadout than this. He should pop a mini right now. I don't think he's realized his health check.
Maybe he's just hoping to catch someone, right? It's like, look, if I catch someone, that'll be 50. That's more than 25, and it'll go over shield there.
Here it is. Zeke now rotating with a launch pad. These guys are just bouncing back and forth. Remember, every time you set up a launch pad, everyone else gets a launch pad in your area. We've seen a lot of padding back and forth so far. That's why the player count's so high right now. And there it is. We talk about recycling pads. Swayzu rotates to the pad to get across the map here. People are just cycling and recycling these launch pads. I don't know how his loadout is set up like this, but he has 8 minis in one slot, 2 in the other. He must have picked up 12 minis at one point or another. Is going down here, and let's go ahead and check out Swayzu right here.
It's Bell with just a handful of HP.
The compact SMG bully is so nice from Swayzu. He's been connecting these shots. It's working out well for him so far.
5 eliminations with 2 more. Swayze could potentially see a big bonus. He's not that far away. It only needs 2 more, and then anything after that would be big bonus.
And there it is. He's going to trade out the minis for the grappler. Smart decision there. Also lucky enough for him to pick up a grappler with this many shots in the end game, because this is going to be able to pretty much propel him to top 10 if he plays his cards right.
Now we're coming down to the wire. 26 players remain in the current lobby. Scalar and Swayzu lead as Aries actually picked up another elim. And so did Skylar, putting him at 6 total eliminations. He is leading the pack.
Scalar looking to make a name for himself and take this big bonus sometime soon. So is Swayzu and Aries. Everyone's so close to it.
You just
what
hear
is
all
going
the cover.
on? Yeah, it's just fire shots everywhere right now. No one's being taken out, so people are fighting in their forts. After this, the zone will continue to push players, and the lobby will be sliced in half. On this next rotation, Keenstar still alive at the furthest part of the zone here, which for some reason is working, and Scalar manages to secure himself the elim he needed. That's a point.
We now hit big bonus time. Every elim after this, it's a big bonus. That's 1 additional point per elimination.
And Scalar in a very fortunate situation that he is in front of the zone, so he can wave this campfire out just a little bit and still fight players on the rotation push, which can give him a point for every single elim. Gold pump now.
Keenstar was lost in the storm. He can't make anything happen, can't convert it.
Yeah, he was definitely the furthest back. I kind of noticed that early on. He was trying to be a late rotator, but someone pushed him back for it. And you see double grapple shots kind of being shared on the same planks there. Got to be very careful now when you decide to push across. Oh, he almost phased through the wall right there. The plank is his. He's going for it. He wants this point right now. But the storm says different. The storm says you got to keep going.
And check the
launch
loadout.
pads.
1,000 small rounds? Are you serious?
He's got so many materials. He can take this high ground. This is where you want to be, because all he needs to do is get elims right now, and he will go to the top of the board. Hit any shots that you can. He's missing, though. Storm's back on his pressure again here. He gives up a little bit of position, but he lands a shot there. That's a point for him. And now he's going all the way forward to the high ground, barely making it. Pressure is on. He gets a top 10 point, though. Oh. Yeah, Rascal shuts him down at the big bonus. He was so close. He's tied for the big bonus prize pool as well. One more elim would have secured that so far.
I mean, keep in mind, he didn't place 10, so he gets a point for that as well. Mitro goes down, lost in the storm. Nyx did not stick the landing.
Rammus also being shut down by Rascal. Rascal is just ending people's hopes and dreams here. Zypan now looking to scavenge anything he can get from this bottom area. Players are getting destroyed inside this these tight coned areas. Grappler gun comes out, and that's a 100 with the follow from the AR. Rascal shuts down another player. 1v1.
Zypan versus Rascal. Rascal needs one more elimination for that highest threshold of 3 points.
It will be worth 4 points because he's at 6. This here is a top 5 game changer. If he can land his shots and he manages to take all the shield, it's a right-hand peek. He doesn't land it, though. And now it's a fair game.
Oh, Zypan cracks back.
What the take the L overhead. GG. Each of those elims being worth 4 points a pop for both of them to break into a new threshold.
Wow.
Pretty intense.
You see that retail row that they just kind of rebuilt? By the way, that's with the 1,500 mag cap. Yeah, that's still a thing people can do.
It's still a thing.
Wow, that was crazy. Zypan cracks back. I mean,
he managed to turn that entire situation around. I thought Rascal was going to have it. He was on a rampage, just shutting down all these high elim, contenders in his area. I was kind of disappointed to see him doing this, just shutting people down. It was crazy, but hey, it manages to work in his favor. Unfortunately, just could not, clip that last shot.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the final moments coming out of game number 5 and see how Zypan flips the entire situation.
Yeah, you would think right there after getting hit for all of your shield, it's over. Zypan had just enough materials to elevate himself. Rascal tried to recycle some builds. That was the mistake. And there you have it. So look at this from the opposite perspective. Zypan's, this is the view we wanted right here. The side jump. Another, that's a hard move to execute consistently in competitive environment. The side jump. When someone blocks you or someone roof panels over you or something like that, jumping over to the side can re-angle and reposition you. It's almost like a counterplay to that play.
Right.
Very hard to execute, let alone execute in competitive environment where he's probably shaking.
Yeah. Zypan says, 126 to your face. I'd like a victory royale, please. And thank you. We're gearing up for our final game. We're calculating standings as well, but this is it, man. Final game. Everything has to be left on the table. I know. I want to keep casting. Let's just, you know what, guys? We'll just keep running games until we get tired. No big deal. What do you think? This is it. This is a lot of these players' last chance to make it in top 20.
Well, let's also touch upon Tux. 8 elims for taking the stage 3 bonus, but so does the other player that was pretty much right there, going neck to neck with him. It can be anyone's ball game now. It's going to come down to Scalar and Tux fighting for the 8 elims. Yeah. Scalar and Tux. Who's going to get the 20K prize bonus? This is why those tiebreakers matter too, right? Games won, placement. It comes down to everything, down to the elim, down to the bone.
Yeah. Every single avenue matters. We'll take a look at the highlights. I can't speak. Words are so hard. But the highlights coming out from this last game, game number 5 of the finals for the European region. Oh, man, so that was the big thing, man. Tux got shut down immediately that game. couldn't quite convert it. War as well went down pretty early on. And this might actually be that clip, I'm not sure. But, I mean, there were so many big names that went down. Even Kinstar, you know, we kind of saw him toward the end of the game there.
So close.
Against the Storm, and he was just lost to the Storm.
Here was Scalar. This is the player I was mentioning before. 8 elims. He's tied up with Tux. Just a great game 5 for him. Absolutely monstrous game. Tux wasn't a lead prior, but being taken out so early, he just hasn't had the time to really contest his own record. So Scalar now, this is so close. Here's the place from Zypan that leads him into the victory royale.
Keep in mind, man, Scalar does have 8 elims, so he's right now tied with Tux. And if they both end up tying, they're going to split the money.
Look at that.
Look, I mean, Sky maintains his lead with 10 points, but keep in mind he has not accrued any more after that last game. Tux in 9th picks himself up a few more. Issa there in 3rd, and guys, again, everyone playing already placed in the money, but it's the upper 20 that will see themselves more in that prize pool. Ghost Camo in that 20th spot, edging out Swazu and Zeke.
There. It looks like the threshold was raised to 3 points
it's
now.
Now 3.
You can't break 3. You will not be set free. You're not going to get to that plus 20 bracket that people want to make it to. And even just taking a look, again, just to touch upon top 5, the running for top 5, it's a race. It's a neck-and-neck race. Everyone is just points, small threshold placement points really within one another to take for top 5.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, again, guys, it's not over until that final victory out screen. We've seen people in the final games of these types of tournaments just shift the standings completely, coming out with big bonuses and dropping 10 points.
Scalar had the opportunity right there. Had he just had more placement, that would have been the difference. He would be top 5 right now.
Especially if he just chained together 1, 2 more elims. That could have been a massive number of points to hit the board, and he would just been like, everyone step aside.
I know what happened there, though. He hit that 7, and then he hit that 8, and he just went off in a full build-up. I got this, and it was like reality check.
Too confident.
Yeah, too much.
Confident.
He went from just cross zone, trying to do some insane kind of connection play right there.
You love to see it. Guys, this is it. Our final game almost ready to be underway. For you guys at home, hit us with that hashtag Winner Royale. Let us know your thoughts. Send us your favorite clips. These games have been insane. Let us know your thoughts and who you'd like to see win, because this is coming down to the final moments. And I'm almost sad. I'm almost sad.
No one is safe right now, especially in the top 5. You can see the competition is pretty stiff up there.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still a lot of new blood looking to challenge
Hey,
for
bro,
top 20, man.
somebody calling your phone.
This is it. This is a lot of these players' last opportunity to place in that top 20. I mean, do you think... so, like, let's talk someone like Kinstar, right? We just haven't seen him get going. Do you think... I feel like for me, anyway, it might be time to swap things up. He keeps hitting up Greasy.
Yeah, that end game right there, like, just looking at what everyone else is doing, he was the only one on his own kind of pace, right? He was way in the back. It was quick to kind of, identify that he was in a weird position. He put himself there, Decision-making just wasn't the greatest. Just looking at the zone, he was all the way off to the side, like, just right there. You have a long truck to make. Materials are, harder to come across in this end game. We talked about in the interview earlier, you have to rotate sooner. It's just one of the changes that you have to adapt in the current meta. Adapt, especially in the scavenger competitive mode. It's adaptation is what's gonna make people excel. So maybe it's just kind of falling behind. The changes are a lot to take in.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, guys, the scavenger cup means half your material cap. We normally have 1,000 for each material. Right now, we only have 500. So that changes things. Typically you see people going to late game with 3K mats and they're like, hey, I'll build battle. You all burn half my mats. You do that now and you're sitting on basically nothing. And that could be enough to change things up. But with that, guys, the players are on the battle bus. It's on its way to the island and we are gearing up for the final game of the day. Ugh. I don't want to do this.
It's match 6.
Monster takeover, I'm going to walk away now.
All right, great. It's my stage, guys. You ready?
All right, Zeke, get out of here.
Let's do it.
Let me come back for number 4.
Here it is, though. Match 6, guys, of the top 100 players in the European region. They have been going head-to-head all week long from, on stage where it matters to down to customs and practice mode. So each of these players are no strangers to one another. Everyone knows what they're in for, who they're going against, and, what hurdles they have to overcome.
That's right, man. And I say it every time. This is it. You got to leave everything on the table. You don't want to be that player that plays and goes, you know what, I wish I'd done this or that. Just play your heart out. do the best you can. And I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of these players should be very happy with the top 100 for their region.
No, absolutely. This is a resume builder right here, dude. This is, if anything, this is where you want to be. You wanted to say you've made it this far is absolutely incredible. And we hear shots already ringing as Motor's just floating over Dusty David. So I don't know how there was something going on there. That was kind of crazy for a second. But what else do we have here?
Chundis with the first eliminations at 48 seconds into the game.
Take a look at this. Tilted Towers being the most contested POI at the current moment. We talk about being your final game, change up your game plan. That's what you're seeing. Tilted is your last resort when it comes down to, hey, I got to make a big play. I need a hard, strong opener. You go Tilted. Pleasant Park. Again, Arson 2K looking to come in and probably take out Detox and Apostle. He's been doing it all day.
All day.
He's been doing it all day.
He's even swapped up the skin. He's ready to change things up.
There it is,
Detox
the
here.
dive box here. Detox makes the connection right there, so very nicely done for him. Looks like that's going to put him where he needs to be on Apostle. Arson 2K just listening off in the distance, probably going to take advantage sometime soon, as he's been doing all day today. Soka, unfortunately, Saka here getting taken out while grappling away. That's going to be a valuable grappler that's probably going to be pushed for soon, so Kaiser might see a little opportunity to take out Marky. And no, Marky lands a jumping shot on Kaiser with just a small peek. And now he is going for it, absolutely as he should here.
Tries to snap back here
Kaiser
with the
needs to
SMG.
connect or it's over for him because Marky's got full HP. He's just a juggernaut right now. He has no reason for him to slow down now. He's got to keep going, reload his weapons, and get in there. Kaiser playing a really great mind game, though. Nice connection there. He's going to turn things around. Now has the high ground and is taking away some shield. Marky doesn't want to play it risky here. And no, the passiveness from Marky is fighting against him right now. Kyle Lester's aggression is great.
He's only got 4 HP. Marky looking to close this out, but showing quite a bit of respect.
The confidence. Kyle Lester's not with it. He's here to fight for his last game. He has to go all the way. He just really doesn't have a choice.
He really shook Marky to his core. That's why you see him go on the back foot there.
He has no builds either. He's got to hit this no-scope.
And Marky's actually topping off. He
Yes,
had taken a slurp there, just making sure he can secure this.
That was a great standoff. Marky should have had that sooner, but Kyle Lester just wasn't going down without a fight. He could have actually turned that around. That was a great attempt. Some players are great on defense, and you've seen Kyle Lester just play a really good D right there.
So the tower is quite the hotspot here. Astro, Bruz, Melside as well.
Here's Astro making a little edit play right there. He's still going for a player that's inside while focusing on a player out there. Yeah, Astro makes a big mistake. Bit off more than he can chew for sure here. Melside was tempting him to come inside. Bosch ends up taking advantage of the little bit of chaos here. First of the Skull Trooper we've seen in a while.
Oh, yeah. Mels here's the action. Just trying to track down these players. They might have just maybe disengaged a little too far. I mean, obviously we've seen Mels make it to these late games, so Mels is controlling Tilted Towers very, very well.
Yeah, he's been landing here every single game. So for these other players kind of new coming in, they don't know the rotations he's been on. That's kind of how it is. And Zypan's Ghost just walking away.
That's right, shut down. That was just illegal.
Yeah, Just Illegal's been having a really decent performance so far. We've seen a fair bit of him. I know he has a point already. He's got to get at least now 2 more, right? It's up to 3 threshold. Ooh, nice play right there, utilizing 90s. Not only that, perfect execution of the cones overhead to make it a 3-layer defense push. Melside getting clapped by Bosch, but it's actually a trade. Respectable trade now. It's fair game. We've seen aggressors win in these situations, so you have to continue the pressure. That's what Melside's trying to do. He's trying to catch this player off guard, but Bosch's defense is just a little bit better. Well played.
Man. And now look at all the upgrades, but listen to the Rockets.
Ooh.
That was really well played there. Snap decision, but that means Bruz can also utilize that Rift to go and follow up. Rojo
Not
downstairs.
to mention, I was going to say, oh, he's laughing.
He's giving them the laugh. Rojo, you're being really brave.
Oh!
The taunt, is it enough?
It was a beautiful bait play because he had the back section open, third personing the entire build right there. And He's got this guy down to 1 hit. It's a critical hit, but so is he now, right? 72 HP is not a lot to be working with in this situation.
Proho just...
This is held up by metal as well. It's going to be tough to break down. Yeah, he kind of realizes that quickly here. Is he going for the bottommost structure? Okay.
I think maybe just enough to get builds. Look at them. He only has 6 builds.
Not held up on much. Yeah, I guess he figures... Yeah, he is trying to bring this down right here. Check it.
That's kind of a lot. I mean, you talked about it. It's metal. That's quite a bit of time you have to dedicate.
Yeah, but the supported structure really wasn't that much after you take down those other pieces, and him being so low, Speezy probably can't hear him.
Is he actually gonna do this? Is this going to happen?
He's breaking the wrong structure though. He just has to do that one rip.
Wait, Speezy!
Oh no!
Oh!
Rojo showing how much he thought about that play with a little take the L.
You hate to see it.
I mean, I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to hit the bouncer off the side, but to forget that, you know, the corner pieces doesn't have one, I call that a pressure mistake. That's all.
That's all that was. Baba Bless here, topping off with his half shield.
That's gonna get him to 200.
He does have the rift to go if he needs to rotate, but he's next to safe circle, so he's gonna be all right.
Yeah, Bell's been having a tight game so far. Just so far, we've seen him on that losing end of the stick, unfortunately. Just some situations not going in his favor. Shield not really there when he needs it. It's a good time to peek, though. Oh, no. Baba Bless just connects a little better.
Baba Bless. Taking a look at the kill feed there. Someone else being eliminated. Aces eliminates Zeke. And over to Just Legal versus Fnatic. Motor in a little bit of a build battle right now.
Just Legal having a good game this one so far. His loadout looks nice. He's got a couple grenades. He's probably going to disengage here. Yeah, just going to back up a little bit, see if he can find a more favorable situation where he doesn't kind of lose track of his opponent. And probably get some materials, because you don't want to really build battle with metal, right? You want to kind of save that stuff for endgame.
Someone's down below in the bunker in Salty Springs house.
Yeah, Salty went from like not contested to super contested, so whoever was here first is kind of probably upset just a little bit.
Swazu taking damage from that stink bomb.
Yeah, Zexro is just
right to his
such a good position, dictating the pace of that fight for sure, with the stink bombs being able to push players in the directions that he wants.
Zexro smelted and they dealt it and they smelted.
Yeah,
that's right. That's the one I was trying to go for. Harry over the hill here. I mean, no one's gonna contest Zexro.
Yeah, Harry's probably listening in just a little bit there and figures, no, this is not the place I want to be. There goes Bosch. Seems like Action just doesn't want to let him go. He seems to continue to find himself in situations where he has to fight and fend for himself. Ooh. So far, so good. Maybe that's his saving grace right there. Someone kind of third-partying in on Kestra here. It's actually Legless. And it's another player now. Sensi Gaming rolling up, so Kesser's got to make a move. And he's trying it. He's making the edit plays, but Bosch is on the run.
Definitely on the back foot. Another stink bomb. A massive chunk with the hand cannon point blank.
Crazy how these guys push with no HP. They don't care. Once they have you on the back, they are going for it. There it is. He decides, all right, you know what? I'm gonna let you slide.
You go ahead and pop these 2 minis. I'm gonna pop this entire med kit. Then we try this again.
There it is. All he's got to do is put that stink bomb on him, and it's gonna do some serious, irreparable damage. Let's see if we can get it here. So here comes Kaiser coming right back at it. The Deagle wall replacement play, and the shot was made.
Wow. I think that happened way too fast for Sensi, because
yeah,
he didn't even react.
He couldn't even make the defensive edit in time. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. That was really quick.
And look who's still alive. Keenstar looking for his redemption story. He's got 1 elimination to his name. He did land near Shifty Shafts and used the Corrupted Stone over to Greasy, his kind of home and turf.
Speaking about players trying to, you know, play smart and passive, Keenstar is one that's been known to prioritize positioning before battling. Issa known to just take battles early on. So Keenstar's probably was forced into this battle here, and the quad launcher putting in really good use.
And Issa's gonna try and force them out, change things up.
Somewhat a little bit of connectivity issue there, but it's all good. Spectre is coming right back into it, and the battle's still raging on. It's Issa and Keenstar pretty much battling off here. Both on even playing field. Now Keenstar losing the advantage, finding himself with his back against the wall here.
The slurp is rolling, so if Issa does not continue to apply pressure, he's going to get some of this health back.
This
He's
is
going
what
to
he
have to
wants.
have shield. Okay, good. Issa keeping the pressure on. And I mean, this is what Issa's looking to do. He's just trying to keep Kinstar uncomfortable, keep on the back foot.
Yeah, but metal is also just, it gains value over time, so you notice how Keenstar, even under pressure, is repairing it as well.
And look at this standoff.
I mean, Keenstar's back in, you know, pretty decent form. Issa doesn't know this, of course. And no, he gets another cheeky shot in. Falls into his box. 104, but Issa connects. That was a close one. Issa going for those 50-50 shotgun battles. He knew there was a trap in there as well. He took the risk.
Definitely paid out for when he shuts Keenstar down. Take a look at this replay of Baba Bless. Looking to shut down this player.
Baba Bless.
B&Q.
Absolutely insane. Quick edit play right there. Taking advantage of those you know, swift moves. And Rasmussen, we've seen him come out in endgame before where he nearly secured himself some victories, but just a couple errors worked against him. Look at this zone. This is a great zone right here. So many players are already finding themselves in the next area. Everyone's pretty much in here. You got a battle on top of the airdrop. Corrupted zone being contested by multiple players. A little bit of everything for everybody.
And I think what we're going to gear up for is this next safe zone. We want to see where players have to start making rotations to. Here we go.
Look at this high ground hold right here. Oh, these guys are hanging out underneath one another in the corrupted zone right now. Yeah, it's Oslo. We've seen Oslo putting in some work. We've also seen him beamed by a contact SMG. So let's see what's going to happen for Oslo here as he battles his way for 1 point. He's actually looking to get on out of here. He's probably been around this player for quite some time. Goes Camo looking like he's not going to make it out of this one. He's going to need a miraculous shot right here. And Diego's another one that's shut down multiple players in the past. Camo goes for the shot he needs, doesn't quite connect.
Diego is in a very strong and commanding position, willing to trade here with the half shield in his inventory.
Yeah, we've seen when players find themselves in this situation, they try and go all in for it. Camo nearly making a surprise play with the RPG there. Yeah, he's looking to make those edits for the one pump. Camo wants to connect right here. Army Diego not making this easy though. Switching his location, moving left and right, going from, you know, build to build, changing targets as far as what he wants to prioritize his builds. And there it is. Camo going for the edit. That's what we said he needed. The aggression.
Camo turns the entire situation around just on 4 HP.
I told you, you play that offense on someone that doesn't expect you to do so. You keep playing those mind games like that. You knew Camo was going to go for it. He was willing to, you know, put all his cards out there, and that's why he was making those window edits. The respect on the play right there. That was probably one of the best ones we've seen today.
Another Titan of Europe, Atlantis Mitro here. If people let him get to endgame, he's going to take over that game.
Yeah, Mitro's just a strong figure, especially in the end games. If you let him make it to those end games, like you said before, top 10 is where he knows how to play, he knows where he needs to be, and he doesn't crack under pressure.
Ace is blowing out these walls, trying to isolate this player up top.
Careful, he can edit. Ooh, bringing builds down.
Editing the roof.
He's going to replace those walls most likely. Yeah, Ace is S8 and Camo, Nico, all sharing the highest elimination so far.
I mean, Camo with that massive turnaround. You see he's topping off his shields right now. That's absolutely insane. We're coming down to our final 40 players remaining in this lobby.
Don't forget, guys, we are at the final game. These are their final moments to prove something, to try and make some points, to hit a big bonus, to come back from any position that they may have found themselves in. This is the game to do it.
Only 3 players outside the current safe circle making their way inside, Ares being one of them right now. And Nico here with that hand cannon, even a chug grappler. Matt's looking fantastic.
It's so crazy to think that one top 3 performance will put you in nearly top 10, but definitely continue for top 20. So everyone wants to be that guy that makes it to the end right now. So you can see there is 40 players alive. The zone's only getting tighter and tighter. Stormwave 4.
Trying to get like 500 metal.
This is the half in, half out circle, so you see there's a lot less effective play space for right now.
Hey, easy way to get knocked off this.
It's going to make a lot of players uncomfortable. Skite here currently the leader. You know, quite a bit of pressure.
We've been lucky enough to avoid hills all like weekend long. There really hasn't been any weird hill rotation spots. This is one of those frustrating games for players that are not on top right now. Are just going to have a very hard time as the zone starts to move. You're in between multiple mountains. This is where players go down the fastest. Razgul putting some good pressure here with the SMG. SMG has the power to pierce through builds, especially when Skite's being pressured by multiple players. It's a heavy AR coming from the south.
I just watched it in the kill feed. Camo has been eliminated, so that massive turnaround he could not convert. As well, Zexro, Isa, two Titans still left alive in this game.
Yeah, Skite actually one of our leading contenders, and he's under some serious pressure right here. Every point for Skite matters too. This is the difference in him making first place, second place, third place, or being knocked out. Skite doesn't want to go down here. These guys are not giving him opportunity. I see loot there. That's probably what happened. Skite might have fought for it and brought this attention to himself. Mitro looking to push some players back as well and keep the pressure up.
I mean, look at his toolkit right now. He's got everything he needs to make it into late game, but he needs to wait for 25 players more that need to be eliminated.
He's at a really sneaky spot. He's like in a nice low elevation cut, able to just really pressure players perfectly without bringing too much attention to himself. This low ground really playing dividends right here. It's a nice spot.
I mean, look, he's created this small window, just peeking in small increments, so people can't really laser back.
He looks so safely tucked here. Just such a nice spot. Yeah, it's just such a nice spot. He's really cozy right here.
I got a scar.
Freak over there. We see Razgul and Harry trading shots. Skite's there on the left with the heavy sniper rifle. Harry structure going down. Aries as well made it into safety. And here we go. We're going to get the new safe zone. And we're going just below Tilted Towers, west, through the ravine. And again, we're going across hills, so players are able to make rotations.
The river is one of those areas in the map where it's natural low elevation. I'm talking extreme lows, where you have to build double the mats just to stay afloat, because those half walls will fight against you. You know, turbo building through this, if you don't connect properly, you're going to have a frustrating time blocking shots as well. And look, you're going to be right between two mountains. You take a left mountain, you take a right mountain.
And that's the thing, man.
Play the middle, you're going to have to move across either way, right? This is a tough decision. You kind of have to, you roll the dice on where you want to go, left or right, really. Or stay middle, and then, you know, risk not being a winner, really. Fighting from the low up.
All nice while fighting other players as well, but Nico taking huge shots. He does have a chug. He's like, no, I have to do this now.
Opting to not take the chug just yet. He's got to get a little further ahead of the storm. No, that's a heavy AR target right here. This is the time to heal. He's got a full commit to this heal right now, and they're not going to let him do it. Legless dives into the 1x1. Is he going to take the chug for the roll? We will find out. Dougie's still on the move here.
He takes it. That's interesting, especially late game. It takes 15 seconds to consume the chug, and most players are not going to give you that time.
We have some really good players live right now. We see Boyo and Zexro. Zexro deciding that he's made it to the zone. He's just going to chill. Boyo was looking like he was trying to make his way up that mountain just a little bit. But again, we talk about where do you want to be, middle, left, or right. Everyone has a, a gameplay of their own, a decision of their own to make here. 20 players, 23 players remain.
Everyone fighting for that number 10
and Mitro sitting so close to one another.
Oh my gosh, just overhead if they only knew. And now look, we're going south.
Mitro probably the luckiest person right now, just according to his loadout, having a rift to go. Is he going to wait till last second? Probably will, and then land on top of this high ground inside of the next zone. Will be the play to make. 10 seconds left till we see this happen here. Or he can slide up just a little bit, buy himself some more time, and then definitely land on the next location. Mitro has got a lot of plays to make. Zexro actually disengages just a little bit to get the lead on the storm here. Mitro's going to be able to get some cheap shots in if he wants. He's got a little bit of time to zone. Oh, it's Borwin. That's an in-post play. Zexro gets destroyed by Borwin. Pulsing across off the mountain, landing overhead. Such an aggressive play. Gets the payout for it.
Skype goes
Oh,
down.
yeah,
Mexi as well. Just watch the kill feed light up. Tyovsky is down.
Ares catches Ono at the last second here to heal him before the storm takes him. He's now fighting against the storm.
We're top 10, so all these players get 1 point, and now they fight for second and third. Boyer goes down.
Players behind him. Is Farron's going to be able to win this engagement here? Nice window edit right there. He eats it. Rich TF up, goes down. Turns on him. He's landing all these shots. Vorin is on fire as well. This is going to heal Vorin up. Nord's now taking a player on the storm line. Nord connects with all his shots. He loses track of the player he was once fighting, though, and Vorin takes him as well.
Oh, no. Monster players are making these rotations, and they're not mindful. Mitro is actually up high. He's got high ground.
I knew he would land himself there, but Vorin gets himself a point.
This is his game to win right now.
He's got 400 metal. No elims, though. He needs 3 to get a point off that, or just play for the Victory Royale.
Yes, bro.
If Forwin can pick up another elimination, that'll be at that 5 points threshold.
Everyone right now earns himself a point for being in top 3, securing Mitro just another step closer to top 5. As he's got to fight his way back into top 5.
Pay attention,
that's a great shot right there. The RPG's going to bring him down just a little bit. Vorin gets taken out by Mitro.
1v1. Mitro has been in these types of situations before in the past. This is where he thrives best. Chondis with the grappler going up top.
Mitro versus Chundis here. It's a low ground warrior shot right there. 3 grapplers left for Chundis, and that means Mitro's got to do some heavy defense right here. He is still sitting overhead. He's got more than enough materials to take his time with his high ground and block the grappler plays.
He has all the builds in the world right now. Chundis just trying to play things slow.
He's looking for the grappler shot. He's not going to be able to make it, though. Falls down. That's a little bit of fall damage. Mitro's landing. These shots are great. It's a 51.
It's so close, and
there
that's
it
a
is.
63 coming out from Mitro.
30 builds left. Mitro managed to secure himself a Victory Royale at the very end right there, showing that it doesn't matter as long as you show up on game day. Make it happen.
That is his second Victory Royale today after barely qualifying yesterday. 2 Victory Royales back-to-back in the finals. Now, keep in mind, he only got the 2 eliminations. He did not meet that first threshold.
But only 2 eliminations?
3 points.
2 wins. He's got 2 wins against the best players in the European region. That's more than enough bragging rights right there, showing that he can take Victory Royales. 2, let alone 2 in 6 games. That's incredible.
Let's take a look at the final moments coming in that game. Let's see how he takes, again, another Victory Royale. And the thing was, man, during these rotations, while everyone was playing low ground, Mitro does what he does, and he just took high ground, waited patiently, just beaming down shots. Has more than enough mats because no one is contesting him. He does get dropped, but he's ready to respond. He's just in his element right now.
Honestly, Mitro should be thankful for Vorwin's just dominant performance as far as taking out players that would have been able to contest him on those pushes. He eliminated so many players with grapplers and stuff like that, that Mitro was just virtually chilling up there while everyone down there was just doing the fighting for them.
Man, we almost finally saw the Mitro versus Zexro, but Vorwin, like you're saying, shockwaves over in point-blank Zexro. We did not get to see it. Unbelievable. These games all day have been incredible. Take a look at the highlights coming out of the final game of the European Finals. And the action was intense. It was even better than it was yesterday. So many players showing up. The new blood stepping forward and saying everyone needs to stand aside because we are here as well.
Yeah, this is great plays. This is the final game from the European region. We'll reveal ranking sometime soon. Rojo with the take to L right there.
That's a rough one.
This right here, one of the dirtiest plays we've seen of the set today as far as the games go. Camo on a 1 HP take back.
Unbelievable. He turned the whole situation around. Unfortunately, was eliminated not that long after, couldn't convert it, but Zexro here tries to make plays, and then eventually Vorwin is like, you know what? I think it is time to make rotations, boys. 73 to the face. Yeah, there's not much you can do in that situation unless you're prepared for it.
Yeah, Vorin really making a big performance at the end there. That might be the difference that throws him into that top 20. Those are elims that he needed for points. At least he can take it home saying he did not end with 0.
That's right. Absolutely. We're calculating final standings, ladies and gentlemen. But I believe we have another very special guest that will be joining us here in just a moment. Sundown, are you here?
I think I'm here. I'm still here. I don't know. This game's might have blown me away a little bit because that was There's some absolutely incredible performance, and incredible might be underselling it. Game 4, I want to give an honorary shout out to Skype. You see him picking up his second victory royale, but honestly, the highlights belong to Tux. Tux at the time was the elim leader. He ended up owning a share of it with Scalar, but these edit plays are just so good. I know they're two real quick ones, but editing, owning those walls, knowing someone's down there, having the game sense, boom, drops down. That pump directly to the teeth. You see that 122 tick through, and being able to chain those together, Tux was consistently running at people. You saw his name in that bottom left elim feed over and over again, not only yesterday during the heats, not only in the qualifiers, but against that top 100 in Europe. And I think he ended up owning a share of that biggest bonus with IG Scalar. So shout out to him. That was fantastic. For Game 5, Scalar, again, another honorable mention, putting out a great performance. But Mocket Suezu playing incredibly aggro in each one of his eliminations showed off a different aspect of his gameplay. So first, right away, you see him playing the high ground, dropping down, maintaining his control on it, and doesn't matter, the explode comes through, nice 180 pump, drops it off, and just watch here, just watch the pressure. Like, this opponent does not get a chance. We've seen Best Last winning some of the victory royales, but Suezu does not let him breathe, and playing along his other teammates who are in the qualifiers between Noxito, Kaizen, and Noxu, and then we've also seen Mocket Lazy in previous skirmishes, so really able to rep out, and you see him finding that player underneath, just a fantastic play. And then Game 6, I'm going to call it the game of just hype and clutch plays. So the first one, Camo, man, I think he had a family, maybe not after that, because that was just, wow. Being able to push down to 4 HP, and you know what? He says, I'm going to go on the aggro. You're going to see it from me. Ed immediately drops the ramp above, edits it almost in the same input, and just doesn't even worry about it. You see Diego, he's like, I got this, no problem, time to pop a mini, and doesn't even get a chance to shoot. And this is just like, I could watch this over and over again.